Auto and Hero MotoCorp. We will now move on and invite Mithun Aswath, Managing Partner at Kivah Advisors, on the show now. Mithun, afternoon, and thank you for joining in the last conversation of 2023, but look forward to many more in the new year. If you had to give our viewers the top 2 bets for 2024 in terms of stocks, which ones do you have most conviction on?
Yeah, first of all, season's greetings to your viewers and the entire team, Rima, at CNBC. I think, obviously, just to give you a little context, I think the last year's we've seen some stellar returns, both in the index as well as on the mid and small cap side. And at the current juncture, post the state elections, you saw, the markets rally quite aggressively because of, potentially the, political certainty being there for the next term as well. And FIIs have also started to deploy money into the market. In terms of, a couple of ideas or themes that we like, I think, the public sector companies are in focus, primarily because we are going to see, there is a likelihood of the current regime continuing in Delhi, and we are seeing a big re-rating in the whole space. So it reminds me of the texture of the market. If you go back to 2003 and 7, we saw a lot of capital spending, and we did see public sector enterprises also take part in that rally as well. So I think currently maybe we're in the phase 1 of that space where, from skepticism, there is now optimism in a lot of these companies. However, I think as these order books in a lot of these public sector companies actually result in revenues and profits, I think people who have been skeptical will start becoming a lot more, realistic and positive on these, and further allocations could come. So, I think one of the companies that we spoke about last time as well, I think BEML continues to be something that we like even in the coming year. They are likely to get large orders from both the defense and the railway side. And they are one of the prominent companies who will be suppliers for this whole expansion on the railway side.
Okay, and the second one, you said a couple.
Yeah, so that is one space that we like. Yeah. It's done well already since we spoke last, but I think it continues to hold a lot of merit over the next couple of years or so. Another company which I think is very durable and makes sense at any time of the market, even now, I think is a company called Info Edge India. This is something that we have recently started to look at. And we do think it presents a good opportunity to play both a revival in the tech hiring, which could potentially emanate in FY25, because we do think over the next couple of quarters, there is a bottoming out of the hiring in the IT space. We saw in 2022, very strong hiring, post which in 2023, we've seen, a deceleration, quite a significant one in terms of hiring. I think FY25 will go back to pre-COVID sort of hiring, more normalized, as, companies start seeing new contracts, and they will need to start adding people again. So, Info Edge India not only plays on the recruitment side from IT, where, Naukri, their large their primary business, generates over 50% of their revenues on the IT sector. The non-IT has also started to do very well, which is more play on the India's economy and growth. Apart from that, if you see, interest rates have started to come down in the US, and this company has investments in a number of startups, which it does through, 3 AIF investments that they've created along with Temasek. So we actually think this is a, multi-year story. They have core investments also in Zomato as well as PB Fintech, which contribute to close to 1/3 of its current market cap. So I think this is a unique story. It's almost like the SoftBank of India. You could call it that. And this could compound your money, I think, in the mid-20s over the next 3 to 4 years.
No, a point taken. It is unique, absolutely. But I'm not sure how the Info Edge people will Take-Two being compared to SoftBank after what SoftBank has done in the last 2 years, right? But I get the point what they're making, Mithun. So 2 names. One is Info Edge, and of course the other one was BEML from the PSU space, which you like, which could be good bets from here. Just a few names, Mithun. Just coming back to you, look, like if you can put up Idea. Idea is up 22%. You know, is the largest volume jump since in the last 2 years. You got to go back to January of 2022 to see the volumes that we're seeing on Idea today. I'm not sure what the buzz is. I mean, this is perennial buzz of fundraising, equity infusion by the promoters, etc. But that's a massive move coming through. And of course, Indus Tower has also been up, but by a much more moderate 5-6%. And maybe we can look at that as well. I'm not sure. I don't think we've. That's Indus Tower. If you can have that up. There you go. 7% now. Actually, that's a big move on that one as well. 8% actually. I just want to run through a few more names. I don't think we've looked at the breadth of the move that we have across mid caps and small caps. So if you can have these up quickly, Railtel is up 15%. You know, we just had the management of Railtel with us 2 days back, and it's turning out to be, you know, a big mover today. Olectra was up from the morning. It's up 8% or so. There is Motherson, which is up about 5%. The stock's at 102. GMR Infra is broken above the 80 rupee threshold, and these have all got massive volumes. Surya Roshni is coming up with an 18% move. 767 on Surya Roshni. It's an extremely vibrant market if you look beyond the Nifty. Kalpatru, of course, we had the management with us earlier this morning. Has been up since the big order, of course, 9% there. There's something like a CMAC, which is at 1,050 rupees, 11% higher. Humongous volumes on this one right now. Godrej Industries is up about 5%. Imami has got about a 6% gain right now. Crompton, the consumer business, that one is up 5%, 311. India Shelter, of course, has got a 5% pop. Motisans, the new listing of this week, earlier this week, 5% on that one as well, back to almost 100 rupees. And Dodla Dairy, Bajaj Consumer. Oh boy, I mean, it's a pretty vibrant screen, and it's been that way for a while, even as the market, the Nifty has not done very well. Nifty also has picked up from the time that we started. It's recovered about 50 or 60 points or so coming through. Mithun, from the telecom space, I mean, do you advise buying Bharti, or I'm sure Idea is on no one's radar, but it has these occasional moves. Any thoughts at all?
Honestly, Prashant, I think the only exposure that we have for our clients is through Reliance, and we don't have any other exposure on the telecom side currently.
Okay. Just a word on some of the other themes that perhaps we can look out for in 2024. What about IT? Where would you place that? Because once we come back from, this New Year weekend, I think that's the next big event, right? We start talking about earnings, and that will be the first set of data points the market reacts to. And it's been a very volatile last couple of quarters. So how are you positioned there?
See, I think, Surabhi, on the IT space, stocks are trying to discount potentially that the bottom is there and there will be growth in FY25. Right now, the commentary from, say, even Accenture, which reported results a couple of weeks back, did not show that, there's going to be significant growth in FY25 so far. But I think budgets will get cleared maybe in February of 24, and commentary will be very closely watched amongst the IT companies. I think the larger IT companies are still more reasonably valued. Some of the mid caps are trading quite richly right now. So, but having said that, there is so much money in the sidelines. Whenever there is a correction, some of these stocks get bought into because looking a little forward, I think the whole AI opportunity also potentially could drive revenues to some of these companies over the medium term. So this is a sector where, cash flows are strong. And whenever there is any, let up in the market, we seem to see, investors go and buy into them.
Okay. All right. Got that. Mithun, good chatting with you. Thank you very much for being with us. And once again, season's greetings. Wish you a fantastic New Year's Eve, and then, of course, ultimately 4% for the time being. All right, let's move on. We have Gurmeet Chadha, Managing Partner and CIO at Complete Circle with us. Gurmeet, season's greetings. Thanks for joining in. I was looking at the tweet that you put out in the morning. So first of all, I don't know how cold it is. Guys, if you haven't seen this one, you should check out Gurmeet's latest tweet. It's I think, a caricature or a cartoon which is asking itself, Dilli wale log, whether to take a bath or not, and then the bottom half says, "Keval dil saaf hona chahiye." So since I am a Delhi wala, I kind of understand the drift. But phenomenal year for the markets, and ending it in style. Gurmeet, what thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. And I think these are the moments you should be grateful to markets. I think people who have participated in markets and not tried to outsmart it are the ones who have made money. And I've said this before, been managing public money for more than a decade. I think for the first time, maybe, retail investors probably have done better than, probably a lot of institutional investors and sophisticated family offices. I think the reason being the discipline has scored over too much analysis, and that's what markets are. They will give you always extreme results. On downside, we saw that. So 21 to 23 October was absolutely flat. The market did not give you anything. Similarly, post demonetization, we had a 2.5 year period, again nothing. And then it gives you returns which are lumpy. So you should take it, being grateful, and also be mentally prepared that you will also be, some of it could be taken back at some point of time. But one thing, Surabhi, the learning is that the one landscape which has changed is the dependency on FIIs have reduced. We are still dependent on them. I'm not saying that we are completely Atmanirbhar from that point of view. But so every sharp, the cycles are sharp, and when you get down cycles is the one you got to be more active. Right now you should just sit back, just enjoy the gains you have made this year, and be a little more conservative next year and preserve those gains.
Okay, wise words, words of reason. Do stay on, Gurmeet. Thank you very much for that. Gurmeet is still with us. Gurmeet, the stock of the day is Tata Consumer, 4.5% higher on that. There is going to be the merger effective 1st of January between Tata Consumer, Tata Coffee. Market cap now 1 lakh crore plus. Thoughts on Tata Consumer for 2024?
So lucky to be invested in this for almost 6-7 years now. I think what was weighing on the stock was tea production was down marginally, and prices ideally should have been higher, but because exports were sluggish, even the prices were low. So, and Tata tends to lose some market share when production is low and, prices are soft. And then they announced in one of the analyst meet that they expect 5% volume growth. And prices also apparently should move up. So I think that's led to it because it still contributes a third to the revenue. Also, I think the growth areas for them has been more been Sampann, Soulful, Nourishco, and now they're also getting into ready-to-eat food, which is Tata Smart Foods. So there are multiple growth engines there, right, in terms of beverages, in terms of food, impulses, etc. And there's a premiumization playing out. So I'm not surprised it's crossed 1 lakh crore market cap. Second company to do so after Tata Power this month itself. Continue to, I don't have a 1 year view on this, but I intend to hold this for another at least 6, 7, 8 years as long as this growth engine sustains. And one of the most boring, beautiful businesses in the FMCG space.
Okay, not bold and beautiful, but boring and beautiful. And that's how you can classify all the Tata Group companies. Gurmeet, we need to slip into okay, sorry. We are getting into a break.
I think we will take a quick commercial break here. Gurmeet, thank you very much.